So we just watched Popstar.
Yeah.
That was a movie.
It was very interesting, I think.
We now know what happened to Seal's face.
Yeah.
Yes, the origin story.
The question is answered.
The origin story of Seal's face. Now, we're going to give this, like we usually do, we're going to give this a quick spoiler-free review for those of you who want to see it in all its glory, which I'd recommend. Try to go into this as blind as possible, but that's my philosophy with just about everything. And yeah, it was a fantastic movie. If you liked the Lonely Island stuff in general on YouTube, you're going to like this movie.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Gwen, anything to add?
I agree. I think it's really good. There's a lot of cameos from a lot of people, like a ridiculous amount of people, and it's pretty good. How about you, Duhan?
Yeah, it was good. I do feel like it started stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
It
It did start stronger than I'd say the third part, the last third of the movie, I'd say was kind of petering off, but the first section was really good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I thought it was just great all the way through, but I do agree that last third, like about halfway, like you kind of got formulaic and predictable. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
All right, you'll have to say this. We're going to spoil it. All right, so you got 5 seconds before we spoil the fuck out of Popstar. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So one thing I was gonna say, I knew that turtle was gonna die from the second they showed him on the screen.
Well, they also didn't they do that in the trailers?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, they kind of foreshadowed it.
They were like, look at this turtle. I'm like, he's probably gonna die in this movie.
Yeah.
They're talking about that being 20 years later.
Yeah, I know.
That is true. But, well, turtles can live for a very long time.
Yeah, if you take care of them the right way.
Well, yeah, knowing Connor, he probably did. With the spongy bone-itis or whatever it was that he had.
Spongy bone disease.
Also, that funeral they had for the turtle was probably the most
amazing.
Heartfelt moment in cinema ever.
Beautiful.
Let's give him a Viking funeral with a Roman candle, and then everybody just hopped in the pool. Like, yeah.
Pulled out that Roman candle. That was beautiful.
But I mean, I thought the movie was a pretty great satire of just media in general. It was just glorious. The opening concert with Adam Levine's like
dry humping himself
in hologram form was great.
Oh man!
And the soundtrack, like the songs were actually really good. I mean, not like good, but I mean, as a comedy thing, they were really great.
Yeah.
They're very random.
Yes, with the fucking equal rights thing.
I thought that song was hilarious.
Sports, chicken wing. It's like, okay.
Leonard Skinner.
Then it's just the very end. That movie was. You know what? Should we talk about the pre-show entertainment? Because normally we don't talk about that, but I think we should talk about it in this case. What the hell was going on with that?
I think they were showing like pop stars from different sectors of the world.
Yeah, they were showing like international pop stars.
And holy shit, they were weird.
There's a dude. I was going to say Ethiopian, but no, it was Estonian, I think. It was the band with the drummers who were spinning on the ceiling. And
how do you know it was Estonian?
I think they said they were Estonian bands.
I don't know. I just know that when he had the fur face, I was very scared.
Yeah, they were doing Chewbacca face, and I was highly offended. And yeah, they had fur taped to their face. They had their drummers taped to the ceiling while spinning around. And drummers, as in plural. They had 2 of them.
And they were back to back.
No, they were like facing each other, like they were playing a chess match while angrily beating a drum. And they also had this weird instrument that I need to look up later, where it was like a giant walk bowl where they had strings played across it. And the dude was strumming it like an upright bass, so I assume it's somewhat similar. I'm not for certain, but it was weird.
It was weird.
And then the band they had after that, I don't know what they did, but they had, I forget what their name was, but I know one of the songs they did was called The Seventh Element, not The Fifth Element.
That was that?
Yeah,
okay.
Where they started flicking their tongue at me, and I was very confused if they were hitting on me or warning me away from their brood, but...
Dude,
probably both. They're trying to lure me into the brood so they can turn me into eggs.
Oh man, that is not okay.
About that. I swear swear there's another one too, but I've already forgotten. Oh yeah, the weird German band, or maybe they were Spanish, where they played on the baby guitar, but you weren't there because you were in the bathroom.
Yes.
They started off the song with like a $2 Fisher Price guitar, and then it just spiraled out of control from there.
Oh man.
That stuff was weirder than the show itself.
Yeah.
It really was.
But the movie was also weird, but it's the kind of weird you'd expect from The Lonely Island.
It was funny weird. The stuff before the movie was just weird.
Just like, this is going to give me nightmares for years.
Yeah.
Give me turning into fork mode style nightmares.
Oh, I remember that.
First episode.
So, I was gonna ask, what was your favorite scene for the whole movie? What do you think? We'll go through the car. Brett, you first. Go. What do you think?
Man. I'm still laughing my ass off at the Viking funeral for the turtle.
Viking funeral for the turtle?
Yeah, that, or just the part where they just pan out and they find out that the third dude was growing weed the whole time. Yeah, okay.
That was pretty good.
We got witch's titty, aqua lung, and we got frog jizz.
Man, I think that looked like an actual just
can of frog jizz.
Sorry, jar of frog jizz, because that was not weed, that was liquid. And I am 100% sure of that.
It might have been dabs, you don't know.
No, it was liquid.
Yeah, well, that's what dabs are. They're like concentrated liquid marijuana.
Still. Duhan, how about you? What you think?
So much randomness. I mean, I enjoy randomness. So.
I could tell because you were having a riot throughout that movie.
I kind of liked, what was it, the catchphrase.
The catch?
Oh.
It's just so bizarre.
Which one?
The whole catchphrase, like, verse bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what some of those were, but, like, one of them was, like,
doink to doink.
Doink to doink, but that was earlier. It was like a John Stewart money.
Patrick Stewart
money.
I will remember that.
It's just his face with cash. I'm like, okay.
Honestly, the funniest scene, in my opinion, was the scene where they were arguing in the limo.
Oh, it's just the dick. I just want to slurp this up like a big milkshake. And that reminds me, I actually think my favorite bit where he was changing clothes and he just showed up without a dick. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That
I didn't see coming, but the dick in the car.
You can kind of.
You had to see it coming.
Yeah. Just like, well, this is
Now, how long they held on to it?
That is true. I didn't expect that long. I thought it was gonna be a one-off thing, but no, they milked it for a long while.
No,
they milked the dick, Quentin.
Thank you. Yeah, that was interesting.
Then they rolled down the window and just I was expecting them to just like get caught in there with like the window rolling up and just apply pressure.
No.
Nope. Oh.
No. I want to go through all the cameos that were in there because there were a lot of fucking people in there.
But then, like the ASAP Crunchables bit just had me dying.
I was surprised to see him in that movie because he's like a hardcore rapper. He does actual rap music, and then he's in that shit.
Well, I think he was in Dope too.
Yes, he was. I remember.
Yeah, but
that.
I mean that was like an actual like rapper bit, so like I can understand that. But no, they had him and Nas.
Yeah, Nas in there. When I saw him, that was
I never listened to any of his stuff, but I know him as like a hardcore rapper, as Nasty Nas. And yeah, I was kind of surprised to see him there too.
So let's see. Questlove, Carrie Underwood, Nas, Usher, 50 Cent.
You'll never get them all.
Huh?
You'll never get all of them. I was starting to think one of y'all was in the movie.
One of me?
Because there were so many people in
Ringo was in there.
Oh yeah, he was.
Ringo, Simon Cowell, Adam Levine, Akon, Mariah Carey, Big Boy.
I saw Steven Tyler.
Yeah, I know. I saw him too.
I think some of the bits at the award show, I think those were from other award shows,
like
and then just kind of took the footage. Yeah.
But I know Miley Cyrus is there too, but like she didn't have like a vocal presence.
Yeah. DJ Khaled.
Yeah. You played yourself.
ASAP Rocky, Mario Lopez. Let's see. We're gonna keep going.
I know they mentioned Taylor Swift killing a dude.
Will Arnett. Eric Andre, Bill Hader.
Well, and I mean, the people that had bigger roles, so like Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
Who's that guy? I always forget her name, but she was Sheila on Shameless.
Joan Cusack.
Joan Cusack.
Yeah. Yeah, she was at Comic-Con.
Was she really?
Yes, she was. Her and her brother.
What were they doing?
They were there signing shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was the voice of the lady cowboy in Toy Story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I until it was Comic-Con.
Really cool.
Raza was in it. T.I., Pharrell.
Whoa. Okay. What's happening?
What is this?
Well, you see all the shit up there.
Yeah, I see all the shit, but I'm wondering how much. First of all, how much is blocked off. Second of all,
Probably just get off here anyway.
I don't know if we can get off.
This isn't a visual show, so guys, there's just like a bunch of there's like a wreck in front of us, and I had to like make an emergency stop here because there's a car who was just stalled here on the highway. That's a lot of fun.
Well, that's because of the cars.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a crash up there.
Maybe somebody died. That'd suck.
So positive.
So positive.
Back to the movie. My favorite cameo was from Snoop Dogg.
Oh, that's right.
My God.
I forgot.
A surprise, motherfucker.
You got surprised. I'm like, oh, okay. He's in this movie now.
From my new show, Surprise Motherfucker with Snoop Dogg. Oh man, that was the best part of that whole movie. That was amazing.
Also surprisingly, Weird Al was in that movie.
Yes, he was.
Until the credits.
I realized that the second he got shown on screen.
I didn't recognize him.
Where was he? I didn't.
He was
I didn't notice him.
There was like a thing that
at the award show. The person who announced
right
Connor.
before. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy with like the gray hair and he had like the little thing on his chin hair.
It's been so long since I've seen him.
Yeah, I saw him live twice when I was
Did you
younger.
really?
Yes.
Aren't you lucky?
He was my first concert and yeah, he was my first concert. Him or the Blue Man Group. One of them, I can't remember.
The Blue Man Group.
Blue
Because
Man
they're so
Group.
similar, right?
Yeah, because
No.
they're so similar.
I mean, no, I can't come up with a joke there.
They don't make it. It's completely opposite. Oh man.
Yeah, I've only ever been to the two concerts. One was like a various punk bands concert, which I can't remember all their names. And then the one we went to go see, 2 or 3 weeks ago? Eagles of Death Metal, which you're wearing a shirt for right now.
Yes, I am.
You always try to theme your shirts for the movies we see, or
No, I just grab a shirt.
Okay, because this one was
Whatever's on
was the
top.
music themed.
The only one that I themed was Batman vs Superman. That's because I had to wear a goddamn onesie.
That is true. You really should have worn my bat pants that gave me the massive moose knuckle. Because those were tight as shit.
Oh, thank you.
Those do not fit me. My grandma's like, yeah, if you don't want to wear them, you can just give them to your brother. And he's too short. he's a tiny man. This is the one. Well, never mind. They both peed in places where they don't belong. But yeah, no, he's too small to wear the underwears. So I just kind of have to awkwardly have them. And if I ever want to feel like a massive man, I'll wear them.
Wait, is it pants or underwear?
They're long underwear.
Okay.
They're like long johns, but for Batman fans, I guess. I don't know. Seriously, what is going on here?
I know there are a shit ton of cop cars and flares.
Why do you just have your turning thing?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm getting off here, so. Tick, 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 tick.
Well, I mean, we almost ran a goddamn red light, so I mean...
Yeah, but that was 7 a.m. and I was eating a croissant, so I can't be held accountable.
Okay, still nothing. More cop cars.
Just walling off the area, because just fuck you guys.
Oh, they just did it for fun.
It's
practice.
It's practice for just pissing off the general populace. Cool.
No, it's not practice. I see more cars way up there. Yeah, fuck this highway.
Well, I mean, at least didn't cut off the exit we need to get off, so that's
No,
good.
you kind of have to get off.
Yeah, they blocked everything.
I mean, we have to get off here, but this is the one we were going to get off on anyway, so whatever.
So either A, there is a shit show going on up there, or B, they're just having fun. At least kind of fun.
They're playing a tallywhacker butt grab. You want to tell that story?
I could actually...
It's a very short one.
Yes, okay, yeah. fucking stupid ass white people posing for Snapchat or Instagram, fucking whatever.
In there?
Yes, over there.
Oh my god.
Someone got out of the car and was posing. I could see. Yeah, there is a shit show going on up here.
Wow, that is a destroyed fucking car.
That is destroyed cars.
Three of them.
Yeah.
There's a Jeep.
Why are they
These are all the
getting
things that are in my Jeep. That fucking bit too. Oh my god. Yeah. Do you want to tell the Tallywhacker butt grab story? I could tell my my Night Stalker story.
So one time I was going to a Rangers game with my dad and my brother and one of my friends, and so we're getting ready for the Rangers game, and me and my friend presumed to say, hey, it's going to be a while before we go. Why don't we play with my brother's football not in the backyard because that's too much work. We just decided to play in the area that is next to my garage, and also across the alleyway in the area that is next to my neighbor's garage. So what happens is we're kind of throwing it back and forth. My friend catches the ball, throws it on the ground as hard as he can.
So he just spikes it.
Spikes it as hard as he can. It hits the ground, bounces off the brick wall next to him, or bounces off the ground, hits the brick wall next to him. It then bounces off that wall into our neighbor's yard. Or not my neighbor's yard, my neighbor's yard. So the people
like two houses over.
People who live behind us, and then the people that live next to them.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, did that really just happen? And this was a couple years ago, but I'm like, did that really just happen? And my brother was standing right next to me, and he just kind of looks at me, and then he starts crying. And he's like, that's my football. And he was legitimately bawling and screaming over this fucking football that he never touched. It was just the fact that I had it. He was like, oh, I'm gonna bring some shit down upon you. So he starts crying over this football, and he's crying over the football. I'm sitting there dealing with him crying over the football. My friend's just standing there, and my dad comes outside, and he's just kind of looking around, and he just sees my brother crying his ass off. My dad's trying to get ready for the baseball game, because when my family goes to a baseball game, we don't just bring the tickets. We bring 2 coolers full of drinks and a shit ton of food, because it seems like my dad is trying to prepare for us living there for the next 2 weeks. So we get all that shit together. My dad's getting all that stuff together, and he comes out and he just looks at me and he's like, what the fuck happened? And these are his exact words. I'm not adding in curse words just because what the fuck happened is exactly what he said to me. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, my friend, he threw the football against the floor and it went into the neighbor's yard. He's like, why the fuck are you two not helping me get ready? We're trying to get ready for this goddamn baseball game. You two asshats are sitting back there playing goddamn Tallywhacker butt grab. and I am both terrified at the fact that my dad is yelling at me and laughing my ass off at the fact that he said Tallywhacker butt grab, because I didn't know what a Tallywhacker was. I was just sitting there, and I'm like, wait, what's a Tallywhacker? And he's like, it's your dick, son.
It's your dick, son.
And I'm just kind of sitting there, and I'm like, this is where this is going cool. And he's like, you need to go get the football. And I'm like, can't we do it after the baseball game, because we got to go for the baseball game? He's like, no, you got to get that shit now. So me and my friend walk over to my neighbor's yard. We walk over to their door, and I'm like, can we have the football back now? And they're like, yes, here. And they're like, you got a football in our backyard? And I'm like, yeah. So then they go back and they get the football. They give it to us, and I'm like, okay, thank you, and I just give it back to my brother. But yeah, my dad referred to me and my friend playing football as playing Tallywhacker butt grab, which I don't even know what that would be used for in the real world, let alone as a euphemism for anything.
Oh, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
The phrase you used, terrified but also laughing your ass off, reminded me of the time I got back from playing Magic the Gathering one Friday night.
Oh my God. Oh, I know this story.
Yeah, I know Duhan doesn't, which is why this is going to be great. No, so a few words about Liam. He's a weird man. He doesn't do much besides be a potato and watch anime. And
this is Liam's story.
Liam.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's gonna do much with his life, but if he does, I'm gonna applaud him no matter what he does. And Liam, if you're hearing this, still love you, but goddamn, you know what I'm talking about. And so Liam and I get back from Friday Night Magic, and yeah, I used to play Magic the Gathering pretty heavily.
Point out what time it is.
Yeah, so, and Magic, the whole tournament starts about 6 o'clock p.m. and ends around 11:30, and it's about a 30-minute drive from the comic book store. So Liam and I get back around midnight.
That dumbass has their feet outside the goddamn window. This is what I'm talking about. White people posing for Snapchat.
Just chilling.
It is not goddamn okay. Oh man.
So Liam and I get back around midnight, and like it's like midnight on the dot. Like I'm not making this. It's not like 12:05 or shit. It's midnight. And the moment I park my car outside my house, we see a specter fly past my window. And Liam and I were just like, what the fuck was that? Was that just a... We gotta get going. So we step out the car a little bit, just tentatively, because we're not sure if that was like a bear or like a zombie or some shit. And we turn behind us into the intersection that's like right outside my house. It's well lit, and it's like something out of a noir film. It's just stark lighting. We just see a silhouette.
I thought you were in your driveway.
No. I park outside my driveway, and it's a stark silhouette. But little did I know, it wasn't a silhouette. It was just a naked black man.
Okay.
Just chilling in the middle of the street, just arms spread out, just staring at a street lamp. And we're just like, okay, should we do something? Should we get going? And Liam's like, yeah, I guess we should just get going. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna make my way slowly to the house. So I start walking. Dude turns around. It's like, fuck. So he like runs to Liam, who's just standing there gobsmacked on the sidewalk. It's like, what the fuck do I do? And then it's just like, they're just staring each other down. And the naked black man just goes, gay! And just hugs Liam. And Liam's just like, help me. And I'm just standing in their driveway like, do I call somebody? Do I whip out my keys and try to and then he lets go, stares at him for like another 3 seconds. Liam's like, oh my god. And he just runs away, gibbering into the night, screaming something about Maria. And then it was over. And I was like, Liam, we gotta get back in the house before he comes back, and he's like,
And to be clear, that man was stark naked. There was nothing there.
He was absolutely naked. And like, I asked Liam, was that dude like really naked? Or was he like wearing shorts? Like, I felt something on my thigh. It's like, well, yeah, that seals it. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
That was the time I nearly got attacked by a naked black man.
Yeah, I don't have any naked black man stories.
I'd hope not. I'd sincerely hope not.
Oh man.
What about the time you went to go see that funk band that your dad dragged you to, where somebody lit a doobie and threw it on stage?
Oh no, they didn't light the. Okay, so I was going to see the Parliament Funkadelic, or George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic, which is a African American funk group from like the 70s, and it was the weirdest concert I've ever seen in my entire life. The concert, so when we saw Eagles of Death Metal, it was the 4 people for the band that were on stage. Yeah. Anytime you go see a concert, it's like the band is the people on stage. When I saw this concert, I swear to God, there were 20 people on stage.
What?
There was the main singer, and then there were all the people on the instruments, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
That's the band.
And then there were about 4 women in cat suits just dancing around, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And then there were about 3 people that just straight up looked like they were homeless. I shit you not.
They just showed up, and it's like, what's up?
They were missing like 6 teeth. They had a scruffy beard, and they had clothes that had holes in them. And I thought they snuck into the concert and.
Wait, wait a minute. How did my grandpa get from Michigan to here?
These are all African American people. I'm pretty sure that was not your grandfather. But so yeah, that was. And as the concert progressed, it starts out, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool, because the opening band was a jazz band. It was like a regular jazz band, and they played jazz music, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then the fucking main band came on, and I was scared. Because there was a lot of screaming and unintelligible noises that sounded like they were making noises, or sounded like they were trying to make words, but it was just funk grunts.
Funk grunts?
Funk grunts is all that I can characterize the noises they were making as.
Was it body jazz?
No,
God.
It wasn't body jazz.
I forgot body jazz. Why'd you bring this back?
It wasn't body jazz. I wish it was body jazz, because compared to what I was seeing, because there was, there was a homeless man who, and these people who I thought they were homeless, no, they sang on about 3 of the songs, each one of them, because the concert was like 3 fucking hours long.
Jesus.
And they would trade on who was sing what, and
they would trade on who is sing what.
Who is sing what? Exactly. But so, fucking. I'm sitting there watching this concert, and it just keeps going. And the dynamic in the costumes was astounding. We had the homeless people, we had the women in cat suits, and we had the main people who were just dressed up as pimps.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
They had fur coats, and they had canes, and the fur hat with the fur trim, and leopard print, and I was like, I do not belong here. I am too pale to be in this building right now. And as I'm sitting there watching this concert, I'm like, okay. And at one point during one of the songs, the lead singer just screams something, and someone just throws a fucking doobie on stage, and someone else throws a lighter, and he just lights the fucking doobie on stage, and I'm like, this is where I am in my life. And I'm like, okay, this is cool.
So it was 2 separate people. One tossed the doobie, the other tossed the lighter.
And if I'm correct, I think that Friday I saw them, and then that Saturday I saw the Rolling Stones.
Well, you just went back a couple decades, didn't you?
Yeah, it was very, and that was the same weekend of graduation too. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a weekend for you.
Yeah, I saw that the Friday, the night after graduation, and then I saw then I saw the Rolling Stones the next day. That was very interesting. Very interesting time. Thank you for that.
That wasn't even good.
Yes, I know that wasn't even good. You fucking shaking my house.
Yep. There we go.
Okay. I actually have a story.
Another one?
One more story, because this one will probably get us IHOP. And this was the first time that I realized that Duhan was a cool private lesson teacher. So the first time, because so when I started taking private lessons from you, because let's be honest, when I was playing saxophone, I did not give a shit.
No,
whatsoever. Do you agree with this?
How could I not?
How could you not? See, he knows.
But at least you were honest about it.
At least I was honest about it. Yeah, I did not give a single flying shit about saxophone. I was like, I'm in 3rd band. That works for me. I can skate by in this, and that's what I did. I skated by. I did not practice from like mid 7th grade up until ever.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there, and I take him on as my private lesson teacher, and he allows me to be his student.
Allows.
Well, I mean, you got to agree to take someone on as a student. You can't just sit there and be like, yeah, okay, whatever.
No, he didn't agree. He allowed you as a student.
But so I pretty much walked in, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna practice. And he was like, okay. So the first couple of lessons, he brought music for me to play, and I'm like, yeah, I'll play this. And he's like, you need to practice it. And I'm like, I'm not gonna. I ain't about that life. But then, I can't remember what we were talking about, but I remember our conversation became about prison rape in my freshman year of high school.
Okay.
And I was like, this guy's a cool guy. He gets me.
He talks to a freshman about prison rape.
I remember it. because I can't remember what we were talking. Oh, okay. So I remember I think I was talking to you about me telling one of the seniors that I was talking to that I lived in a box, and the person who I was talking to, who I said I lived in a box, they were like, "You're gonna get attacked by a homeless person. You're gonna get raped," and I'm like, "Thank you, kind person."
Was this? It wasn't Reagan.
It may have been Reagan.
Was it Brooks?
I think.
I can't put it past Reagan, but
I
it might have been Brooks. That seems more Brooks style, considering how he looked at me one day at work and said, "Hey, sexy," licked his lips, and I never saw him again at work.
I never talked to Brooks. He scared the shit out of me. So
He was a scary man.
I was like, I ain't about that business. But so I bring this story to Duhan. I'm talking to him, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm the one who brought the prison rape into. Well, I brought the rape into the story. I didn't bring the prison rape. The prison rape was all him. But so I
didn't bring the rape into the conversation, but you know.
But so I bring this thing in. I bring it into the private lesson because it started out where we would practice, or he would have me play saxophone music, but my private lessons eventually became us either talking about Game of Thrones, Star Trek, or TV shows, or just random shit for 30 minutes. And so I bring this into the lesson. I'm like, yeah, I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, yeah, he said I was gonna get raped if I lived in a box by a homeless person. And then it became about prison rape real fast, because Duhan, you started bringing up, you were like, well, it's fine if that happens. And I'm like, why? And the words you said to me were, and I quote, "If you give some, you gotta get some." So he's like, so I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, if you go into prison, you give some, you gotta get some. And I'm like, and then I realized what he was saying, and I'm like, oh. And
it's sound advice if you're gonna go.
Well, I mean, if you're the prison bitch, you're not gonna become anything besides the prison bitch.
That's the only way to not be a prison bitch.
I mean, I guess when you get some fresh meat in. I mean, when you get traded away for 2 cigarettes, that really shows you what your value is in life.
Oh my god. I can't believe you said that sound advice still.
That reminds me of the time I went to prison in Ohio.
Wait, what?
This is a story for some other time. I'll leave that as a cliffhanger for the next episode, because we're here at IHOP, motherfuckers!
Yeah, midnight IHOP is the best.
Not
IHOP.
midnight, 1:40 in the morning IHOP.
Oh, sorry.
The best kind of IHOP.
Yeah.
The one time we almost got mugged by a very large black woman at IHOP.
That was entirely my fault.
Yeah, that was you calling her shack and shit, and she's like, "Excuse me," and I'm like, "Yeah, my friend's stupid. Excuse him."
You saved me there, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah, well, next time I talk about how I got to prison in Ohio, and this was Draft House Drive.
This is gonna be a very interesting episode considering we're seeing Finding Dory.
Oh, yeah. All right. See you guys later. Peace.